One of the best methods of reducing anxiety is by accepting it. Normally, people don't realize the fact that accepting anxiety is going to reduce it. Normally, people try to avoid anxiety or try to distract themselves from anxiety provoking situations or stimulus or stimuli. But the best way to deal with anxiety is to accept it as a reality and then make a reality check how difficult the situation is and how it can be tackled. The second and the most important step in handling anxiety is to recognize what are the underlying factors which cause anxiety and how realistic they are. And we also need to keep one thing in mind, that anxiety is nothing but a reaction of our physiological and psychological systems to handle a particular situation. That situation may be in the present, that situation may be it's going to happen in the future, or there may be some situations that occurred in the past because of which we are experiencing certain anxiety. The third and the most important part is when we stop criticizing or when we stop punishing ourselves for feeling that anxiety inside our mind. Because normally what happens, that people tend to believe that they are undergoing some wrong mental process because of which they are experiencing this anxiety, and they start criticizing themselves, maybe not publicly, maybe not in front of the people, maybe not verbally, but inwardly they criticize themselves, and that is no less than self-punishment. A very important aspect of handling anxiety is to know that you can function well even if you have anxiety in you, because anxiety can sometimes trigger our motivation. It can actually lead us into doing things which normally we would not have done. So sometimes we need to understand the fact that if we didn't have that anxiety, maybe we would not have been able to do something. So now coming on to reality check, we need to understand that there is a difference between assumed threat and a real threat, but both the kinds of threats can cause anxiety. So the most important aspect here at this point of time would be to realize whether the anxiety provoking situations are hypothetical or are they real. And then we need to proceed to the next level, that is sharing our anxiety with someone whom we can trust. Trust is the most important factor here, because we cannot share our anxieties with anyone and everyone, because that might lead to some not so pleasant experiences later on. And as we all are so concerned about our safety, and by safety I don't mean physical safety, by safety I mean emotional safety and the safety of our feelings, making sure that we are not going to get rejected, making sure that whatever we are feeling is going to be understood by people. So all these things come under the big umbrella of personal safety. So we need to remind ourselves, we need to tell ourselves, or we need to reassure ourselves that we are safe no matter what. And when this settles down in the mind, the anxiety provoking situations or stimulus, they bother us less, and we are in a better position to handle our work, handle our relations, handle ourselves, and this leads to a more productive life.